What's up, y'all? So this is week 41 of 52 in 2024 of my training, getting ready for basically as a Scottish Highland Games professional athlete. And a fireman. Let's remember to keep that in there. That's why there's this weird lighting. My face is like, ugh. The bay lights and the computer screen lit up because the lights are off here. Anyways, so week 41, and one thing I wanted to start this off and mention that if you want to kind of go back and have the time, especially now that you're going through the off season, and that is to kind of see how the year has ebbed and flowed, I have a playlist that's called 2024 Vlogs, and you can follow along all this weekly footage of week to week, and I kind of go over what I do. I kind of voice over my training and show you the clips and highlights. I kind of cut a lot of the accessory BS out because honestly, a lot of that stuff should be individual to yourself, but I follow along my training all year long. I have a pretty extensive Excel document that I keep track of everything, and maybe one of these days I'll kind of scroll through it for everyone so you can kind of see how I have to keep track of stuff and constantly moving stuff around based off of where I'm at, what days I'm at work, and what availability I have equipment, et cetera, et cetera. So let's get into, this is a very shorter video of a little weird stuff, and we'll kind of go over this week of a week between two games, the very last game of the season, so trying to figure out what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Getting ready for the Crystal Coast Highland Games, one that I look forward to. It's at the top of the list every year now. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Make sure if you're watching this and you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. We finally hit 1,500 followers, so on to 2,000, the next goal. I want to keep sharing this information. Growing sport of Highland Games, growing strength athletes and strength athletics across the board, no matter the sport. I got some big plans for 2025, so we'll start hinting at those and maybe talk about those once they become a little more concrete. So let's roll with the video. All right, whether or not it was dumb, after the Kelpfest Mississippi Games, I drove right through the night to get home. I just wanted to be home. I'd been gone a lot, wanted to be home. Got home, and it was like, I don't know, 2, 3 a.m. or something like that. And so I took Sunday the 13th off. This is October 13th. This is the footage from Monday, October 14th. Just didn't feel like going to the gym, didn't feel like doing anything crazy, lifting, etc. Just a little drained after that trip and being gone all week. Wanted to kind of do some stuff around the house. Got out for maybe 30 minutes and did some throwing stuff. So here I have a 6-pound med ball, did some tosses as vertical as high as I could. Then we have hammer winds. So I did 8 each direction. I think I left all of them in here actually. This is a short hammer handle, so just something a little different. Changing the orbit is changing the feel of the weight. So I got to do a video on the weights for distance, but I've never done a lot with the shorter handle or longer handle hammers. When you change an orbit, you change how fast you have to accelerate with something. So when something has a shorter orbit, like a short chain weight for distance, when you're throwing it for orbit, you have to move faster to stay connected for it to still go well. Same with a shorter handle hammer. You have to move faster because your orbit is smaller. It's kind of the idea behind it. Don't know transfer. I love the weights for I love the heavyweight short chain, not the lightweight as much. But here with the hander. Well, let's start over because I lost my train of thought, because that's what it sounds like when the tones go off at the firehouse. And this is what happens when you try to do stuff at a firehouse. Never know. Always unknown. So with this hammer, we did 22 up to 29.5 pounds. So I add a 2.5 pound plate each time I do it. Do right side and left sided winds. And I did just 4 sets. I did 8 winds, 7, 6, 5 winds. Also supersetted that with shooting my bow because we're in bow season. Well, it's always bow season if you hunt that way. So here, obviously, you can count the winds and kind of figure out how many plates are on the hammer. So adding some weight. Now, really, I'm just doing this for general core work as well as just like familiarity with hammer winds. One thing I did notice doing these was that I'm getting into a bad habit of not focusing on how I balance, and like my toes will come off the ground, which is not normal. So I should stay more grounded with my toes and not be too on my heels with that. So here you can kind of see I did doubles on the sheath. I kind of just sped up the in-between. And I'm just trying to work on my trajectory today. I wasn't working on full-out power. And you see it still is pulling over to the side. A couple of these go a little bit better, but this is something I'm really going to have to figure out in the off-season, is figure out how to work drills and just throwing sheath more, just to learn the opposite hand because of that quad damage. And, taking that next little jump in the sheath is really going to make it to the next competitive level. So instead of being I can maybe sometimes, if I'm lucky, hit 28 feet, for example, if I can hit that every games that I throw it, it takes your competition level up the next step. You kind of move up, and let's call it up to the next bracket, move from first round to second round. And then hopefully you start making 30 every once in a while. Well, that's second round to quarterfinals before you go corners to semis, for example. So you just kind of have to break it down and look at it that way some days. And then I also did my rehab work at home, which was really good to keep doing that. Some stuff I got the previous week from the PT I met with in Memphis, Jess at 901 PT. She was awesome. Jumping really forward because I don't know how much time I have left in this video, and I think I'm about out. So Tuesday, hit some bench work up to 350. Wednesday, squatted up to 407 and then hit some deads. Okay, I have a little bit of throws here, and that's about it. So deadlift up to 420 plus monster mini bands. Took 6 lightweight throws, just trying to feel speedy. And then took off Thursday, but walked. Had a really busy day at work. And then Friday, traveled to the coast, or stayed at my buddy Kevin's in Wilmington, and played 9 holes of golf. Because why not get both Scottish sports in? But not a lot on these throws. It was literally only 6, and that's going to wrap up this week. So very short week of training. Excited for the Crystal Coast Highland Games. Thank you guys for being fans this whole season. We got off-season rolling right after Crystal Coast. So don't go nowhere. More videos to come. Oh, and let's have more lifts, I guess. I don't know where this is coming from. Let's see. This must have been on Friday before I traveled. Yeah, wow. Nice, Justin. This is either Wednesday or Friday. So let's hit 80 kilos. It's got to be a different day because it's a different T-shirt. I think that's right. I think I left. That's exactly what I did. I left work, went home, or went to the gym, hit these lifts, and then went home. So it was like 80 kilos for some hang snatches and up to like 110 kilos on some power cleans, or power snatch plus hang snatch. Just light, moving quick. I was trying to keep up with the program I was doing. Just moving fast and moving things explosively and not trying to be bogged down. Actually, that's 120. So I think that's it.